In the world of medicine, there was a doctor who changed history, yet was rejected by his own colleagues, even forgotten. The story of Ignaz Semmelweis is a strange and challenging one, but ultimately it saved millions of lives. Have you ever wondered why hand washing is now a mandatory procedure in every hospital? Let's explore the story of the doctor the world failed to recognize until it was too late. Ignaz Semmelweis, a Hungarian doctor, lived in the 19th century. In 1846, he was tasked with finding out why the mortality rate for women after childbirth was so high. And in this journey, Semmelweis discovered something no one could have imagined. The lack of hygiene in hospitals was the main cause of the deaths of thousands of mothers. Vienna Hospital, where Semmelweis worked, was one of the largest hospitals at the time. However, the mortality rate for obstetric patients was very high, especially in the maternity ward run by doctors. Yet, as he observed more closely, Semmelweis noticed a surprising difference. Female nurses, who didn't come into contact with cadavers, had much lower mortality rates compared to the doctors. Semmelweis could not accept this absurdity. He began to observe everything in the hospital environment closely, and gradually something strange began to appear. After detailed investigations, Semmelweis realized that the high mortality rate was due to doctors not washing their hands after working with cadavers. They were transferring bacteria from the dead bodies into the patients, causing infections and deaths. It was terrifying, yet simple enough to be unbelievable. With persistence, Semmelweis decided to experiment. He instructed doctors to wash their hands with a chloroform solution after handling cadavers. And the miracle happened. The mortality rate dropped from 18% to just 2%. A resounding success, but despite the clear results, instead of being praised, Semmelweis was rejected by his colleagues. They couldn't accept a theory that had no clear scientific explanation. They mocked him, saying that his discovery was merely coincidental and couldn't be applied broadly. Semmelweis refused to give up. He continued to persist with his theory, but eventually he was expelled from Vienna Hospital. Even so, he never gave up. It wasn't until scientist Louis Pasteur developed the germ theory in the late 19th century that Semmelweis's theory gained widespread recognition. Doctors began to realize that proper hand washing was not just a simple hygiene act, but a scientific life-saving measure. Today, hand washing is an essential part of every medical procedure, and Semmelweis is the one who laid the foundation for that. Although Semmelweis never received recognition during his lifetime, what he discovered completely changed the field of medicine. He saved millions of lives, and his legacy still influences us today. The story of Semmelweis is a reminder of perseverance and courage. Sometimes the greatest inventions don't come from complex theories, but from small actions like washing hands. And Semmelweis proved that a simple action can save the entire world. So, every time you wash your hands, remember that it's the legacy of a doctor who dared to go against the crowd to save millions of lives. Thank you, Semmelweis.